and welcome my Scorpio friends. This is Jennifer from Mystic Star. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today and watching this video. This is going to be a group reading for the full cold moon for my Scorpio friends. December's full moon is called the full cold moon. The full moon that is closest to the winter solstice is called the cold moon, or it can also be called the long night's moon. This is when the full moon is in the sky the longest. It is connected to that winter solstice, which the winter solstice is the longest night of the year. With the full moon being out for so long, we're looking at an opportunity to really embrace the moon's energy and all those opportunities that it's going to offer us. And that's what we're going to look at today, is what those opportunities are for our full moon, the cold full moon, and also that healing. Because we're looking at the full moon. The moon is a symbol of the goddess, and the goddess has amazing healing and nurturing energies. How we can tap into that and ways that we can really start to heal ourselves during this fantastic full moon. For this reading, I'm going to be using the Tarot de la Nuit, or the Tarot of the Night, for the reading, and then I'm also going to be using Healing with the Angels Oracle for the healing aspect of it. Like always, there are links below to both these fantastic decks, so should they speak to you, you can go check them out for yourselves. Alright, my Scorpio friends, let's see what the cards have to say today. What card symbolizes the full cold moon for my Scorpio friends and all that it's going to offer them? Oh wow, fantastic. The moon. The 18th card in the Major Arcana. And it speaks about those mysteries and unknowns. It's that connection into those deeper aspects of yourself and really reinforcing that authentic life. Living that authentic you. The more you know about yourself, the more you're able to really live a life with authenticity. And that's going to be an important key skill as we move on and as our species evolves and the vibration of the earth rises. Let's look at what the main challenge is going to be for the moon, the full cold moon, for my Libra friends, and finding out more about themselves and diving into that deeper space. Okay, we have another jumper. The Eight of Swords. Eights are about movement and manifestation. Swords are about truth and knowledge. As we've gone on in our lives, events and situations have unfolded and they've stuck with us. The original card drawn by Pamela Coleman Smith, the 8, shows a woman all bound up, blindfolded, and surrounded by swords. When we aren't allowed to release or use the energy of that event and situation, it kind of holds on to us like gunk. And so as these situations that really stick with us, and usually those are the situations that have the low vibration, those events that bring trauma, sadness, and pain. They're surrounding us and kind of slowing us down. They're stopping us from evolving and transforming into that individual that we really wanted to become when we reincarnated onto this plane. The Eight of Swords doesn't necessarily talk about that event itself. It's talking about the emotion that we've attached to that event. We need to kind of de-gunk ourselves before we're able to move on. What's going to happen is, as you're trying to find out more about yourself and do some self-care and love and really go into those hidden dark aspects of ourselves, what's going to happen is that those past situations are going to come up. The ego is going to try and stop us. The ego, being a low vibrational part of ourselves, will try and reduce the amount of self-discovery that you have because it doesn't want you to evolve. It wants you to stay in that little safe box it's created. We can't use it for any positive benefit. It just stays there. If it were happy events, what happens is our body takes that energy and converts it into a source of, well, energy for our body. We use it. But that low vibrational energy is like a residue. It's a gunky buildup. And we really do need to work on kind of degunking ourselves so that we are able to continue this transformation. So the moon will also help us with that. It's going to be our stumbling block and our obstacle. However, this is a healing moon. We can start to look at degunking and getting rid of some of this energy that we're holding up. We can't get rid of those events and situations, but we can start to reduce that emotional pain by reducing that gunky buildup. Let's look at the support. How can we support and really embrace the moon's energy of healing and self-discovery? The Seven of Cups. Sevens are about struggle and victory, but cups are about emotion and intuition. The Seven of Cups is also known as the seven deadly sins. There are supports and tools out there that are going to be able to help us. We need to figure out which ones are going to help us. As an individual, what's going to help you the most? That connection into your intuition to seek out guidance from your guides, guardians, and high vibrational beings will help to really give direction to the moon, start to raise your vibration so that you're able to degunk yourself a bit. Let's look at the outcome. What is the possible outcome for my Scorpio friends should they embrace the energies of the full moon? The Ten of Swords. Tens are about ending and beginning. Swords about truth and knowledge. What the moon is offering us is the ability to move forward, that evolution piece. Tens are always about that ending and beginning. The original card, and it's hard to see in this deck because of the way that the card has been drawn, but the energies still hold in the card. The original deck that Pamela Coleman Smith drew, she had a man laying there being with 10 swords stabbed in his back. Very dreary kind of background to it. Except one piece. The sun was starting to rise. And it's getting up for that new day, knowing that you have that ability to keep going. We can start to degunk ourselves, but that healing process of the Eight of Swords isn't in isn't in the cards. It is the full moon isn't talking about doing that. The full moon is talking about, yes, we'll degunk yourself, we'll help you dive into this stuff. However, that healing process will happen on another day. The moon will help give you more resources and tools to dealing with that buildup of situations and events that are slowing you down. Let's look at what guidance we can gain from this. Because it doesn't sound like much where you're looking at still holding on to those events. However, you're going to be able to feel lighter, and there's going to be more self-discovery because you're not going to be stuck in that trauma piece. You're going to keep moving. You're going to be able to kind of move past it a bit and go for that higher vibration sunrise. Let's look at the guidance. What guidance can we offer my Scorpio friends for the full cold moon? The Knight of Wands. Knights are that adolescent no fear attitude. Nothing's gonna stop me, nothing's gonna touch me attitude. That energy is going to really be important. that connection into your solar plexus, your inner fire and drive, that courage and determination. We're going into spaces that your ego doesn't want you to go. We've shut down things because of past experiences and traumas, fears that happened when we were young. There are things in the dark that we'd have to face. Having that night and fire will help. That connection into your courage and determination will help you to kind of not only navigate the full moon and the moon card, but give light and warmth to those dark places within you. Let's look at the support. What support can we offer my Libra friends in truly embracing the moon's energy? Okay, we have a jumper. Sometimes the cards are funny. The Hermit. It's that self-discovery, that journey within. The Hermit is the 9th card in the Major Arcana, and it talks about that inner journey, that need to go deep. We now have a lighted guide to help us go into those deep, dark places, to help us, give us extra strength and support. The Hermit has reached the pinnacle of spiritual development, knows exactly where we need to go. In something like this, where you're looking at the Hermit guiding you through the moon, doing almost like a guided meditation, where you go in and meet the Hermit and ask him to take you to places within yourself. Have that visualization. See where he goes. Because that will be a tool you can use to help determine and uncover some of those aspects and pieces that we've hidden within ourselves. All right, let's look at some of the healing. We know that an inner journey would be really helpful. Not only will it help degunk us a little bit, but we'll kind of get to know some of those aspects we've lost. But what else? How will the full moon help to heal my Scorpio friends? Got a couple jumpers there. Okay. The first one, healing. As we spend that time and energy and intent on working and connecting in with ourselves, we start to acknowledge those spaces that we've shut down. And that in itself is a healing. We start to go to areas that haven't had love and light in a long time. And that loving energy is what it really needs to start healing. Some of this healing needs to happen on a variety of levels, different spiritual levels, because some of this trauma is carried not only through generations, through your parents and grandparents, but also through different incarnations that you've been on. That past trauma, it comes up and really shows itself in very physical ways in our body. Abundance. As you start to work on yourself and acknowledge those spaces, and most importantly, spend time with yourself. That inner journey is really important when we're trying to not only better ourselves, but feel connected within. It raises our vibration and it brings in more abundance, because we start feeling better about ourselves and more stable in who we are. So we are able to make very clear choices that help kind of propel and perpetuate this positive, loving light. Guardian angel. We all have at least one. Some of us have more than one. That guardian angel has been with us since conception. The moment we came back and were reincarnated as a single cell, I don't want to say being, a single cell organism, the minute that conception happened, your guardian angel was with you, working with your mother's angels and guardian angels for the best possible outcome, or whatever that outcome was supposed to be. They started on day one, and they will be with us until they take our hand and walk us over to the other side. That guardian angel, or angels in some cases, is always with you and understands you the best. When you're unsure and unclear and you're really feeling alone and kind of overwhelmed, they are standing right beside you, holding you. Sometimes it's hard to feel them because they've always been there with us. A fun game you can do with your guardian angel is ask them to go. Ask them to connect in with a loved one. And then when they return, feel that energy return to you. It's almost like a breath of fresh air that comes back in. Your guardian angel is always with you and will always support you unconditionally. They love you. It doesn't matter what choices we make or don't make. They are always with us, and they will always be there for our greater good. Surrender and release. This is about a bit of a release. We are looking at releasing that yuck we've been carrying on. We can't surrender everything right now. We have to also take this in strides. Degunking ourselves a little bit will help us be able to heal on another level. It's kind of like when things are really, really dirty, you have to take off one layer of dirt, go clean your cloth, and then take off another layer of dirt. That's what we're looking at. You have to take a layer of lower vibrational energy off, heal and love yourself, so you can go back in and go in deeper and take off more. This healing process is going to take some time because, like I said, this is a multifaceted, multidimensional healing that we need to do in this lifetime. I want to thank you so much for joining me today and watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed the video and the reading, and that you were able to gain some insight and direction into what the full moon is offering you. And this is something that you have a choice over. You can choose to work on this, or you don't have to. We have free will. This is what the full cold moon is offering you right now. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. If you've seen my past videos, you know that I'm a very creative tarot reader and that I like to create spreads for a lot of different things. I'm also a fluid poster, which means I don't actually have a date or time that I post all my videos. So they come in, sometimes a number of them during the day, sometimes it takes me a little while to get them all together. So staying connected through subscribing and hitting the red bell helps you stay up to date on what I'm doing next. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of the tiers, the perks are private readings with myself. I've provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out. Until tomorrow, my Scorpio friends.